What is up everyone, welcome back to Mainly Movies, the channel where we talk about, well, mainly movies. So welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be reviewing Karate Kid Legends. This story follows Li Fong, a boy who has grown up with Kung Fu, learning it from his uncle Mr. Han. After moving to New York, Li's martial arts skills are put to the test when he fights for his new friends. First of all, I just realized if you see smoke coming out of my mouth, it's just really cold in this room. No heating as of yet, so yeah, I'm gonna look like a fire-breathing dragon. Also, I've just uploaded my first ever analysis video. It's just a YouTube short, so the link will be up here if you want to see that. It's on the movie Ran by Akira Kurosawa. It's kind of in the style of this YouTube channel that I really like called It's Just Cinema. There'll be a link in the description below to his channel because it's fantastic. He has some really in-depth analysis on a lot of obscure movies, a lot of art films, so definitely check out his channel because watching his videos kind of inspired me to come back to making YouTube videos. So I can't recommend his channel enough. It's called It's Just Cinema, so definitely check that one out. Anyway, Karate Kid Legends, the latest film in the Karate Kid franchise. Is it any good? Well, no, but we'll get into that. First of all, let's get into the positives of the film. The biggest positive I can give this film is Jackie Chan. I mean, that guy is just always charismatic. It's always fun to see him just flail around. I mean, this guy is like in his 70s or 80s and he's still very physical. He's still got that physical comedy that he's so good at. And this movie kind of utilizes it, but never pushes him too much to the point where it feels like elderly abuse. But he's just so charismatic and likable and fun, even though his character doesn't get as much screen time as I wish he did. But all the scenes he's in are so likable and fun, and it just put a smile on my face every time he showed up on screen. And for the most part, the fight scenes were done quite well. They were directed nicely, they were shot really well, and the choreography was quite nice. Although I do feel like a lot of the kids are doing crazy skills that are like they're doing flips and everything and just breaking the laws of physics. The more grounded fight scenes actually feel quite nice and are directed well. So they did a good job in that department. Unfortunately, that's all I can really say I liked about Karate Kid Legends. This is a franchise that really isn't that spectacular, so it's not really a surprise that this movie isn't very good. But at least most of the other Karate Kid films have a somewhat simple plot. This film, the story just seems to go in many different directions and feels very convoluted. There's this one very long subplot where the main kid, Li Fong, teaches like a pizzeria owner the way of Kung Fu. It doesn't really feel like a subplot, it feels more like a tangent the movie goes on. So then it's not just the typical kid learns how to fight and then fights for the final tournament. The movie just goes in a completely different direction where the main kid already knows Kung Fu, but he has to learn karate so he can defeat the villain of the film. But yeah, it just goes into so many different directions and has so many different characters and subplots, and it brings in characters right at the end of the film, which is Ralph Macchio, which he's only in the movie for about 10-15 minutes, and then at the end they want you to feel like he's been there the whole time when he looks at a photo of them winning the tournament, and it tries to make it feel very emotional and like he's been teaching this kid his whole life, but really he hasn't. He's only been teaching him for like, I think it's only like 5 days in the movie. So really he doesn't feel like he has much of a connection to the kid at all. But the movie makes you feel like there has been some sort of connection. The main kid as well, I mean, he's likable for the most part, but he's just not as charismatic as Daniel LaRusso in the original. Or I would even say he's probably not even as charismatic as Jaden Smith. Which, by the way, they did merge the Jaden Smith remake and the original film together, and that's why Jackie Chan's in this film. So the Karate Kid movie with Jaden Smith is actually canon to the original films, which is a very weird choice, but I mean, whatever. But the reason why I feel like the main kid isn't that interesting is because he's already learned Kung Fu, so he's already got this set of skills, so there isn't much of a massive learning curve for the character. Yes, he has to learn karate to defeat the villain of the movie, but it just doesn't feel like a really big learning curve for that character. They should have just focused the whole movie on this kid teaching this pizzeria owner how to fight Kung Fu for a boxing match. And the next thing that I wanted to talk about was the villain. He just feels so soulless and bland. It's that typical story where his ex-girlfriend is getting with the main character and he's jealous and he wants to fight. It's just stuff that we've seen before. I can't help but laugh when the movie treats his set of skills as like superior to the main kid, even though we've seen earlier in the film, we see the main kid completely like annihilate these hoodlums in like a back alley, and he just like does all these flips and he completely wipes the floor with these guys, but then there's one kid that knows karate and he can just beat him up. It just feels very weird, and the movie puts karate on this pedestal like it's this unstoppable martial art. Now, I've done a form of martial art myself, but I'm one of those people that think that every martial art has a pro and a con. So I don't think that there is one particular superior martial art to all of them. They all have their benefits. The movie treats karate like it's just this unstoppable thing, and it's just funny to me. Whereas in the original, Daniel LaRusso didn't know any martial art, and that's why he gets beaten up, and then he goes on this journey learning karate to beat the kid, and they have like a matched set of skills. But in this film, it just feels like kung fu versus karate, and that's what they should have just called the film. But I really just can't wrap my head around why the movie chooses to spend the last 15 minutes of the film training the main kid, which is what we kind of wanted to see the whole movie. We want to see this kid learn karate or learn some sort of martial art to beat the final threat. But the movie doesn't want to do that. It wants to kind of be original, but then it just becomes very, very messy. In the original Karate Kid film, the relationship between the girl and Daniel LaRusso is very realistic. I gotta give that movie credit. I recently rewatched it. The chemistry between the two just feels very realistic and very grounded, and I actually kind of liked their scenes together. Usually I'm kind of just like, you know, it's a forced romance. It just kind of has to be in there. But the chemistry really works, and I actually kind of liked all the scenes where it was like the relationship drama stuff. Whereas in this new one, it feels very forced. The chemistry just doesn't work. I just wasn't a big fan. I actually liked the chemistry between the main kid and the girl he meets as dad, who's the pizzeria owner. I feel like they had way more chemistry than the main kid and the girl that he likes. But overall, Karate Kid Legends is one that you can definitely miss. It doesn't add anything new to the franchise. I've heard that Cobra Kai show is really good, so I recommend just kind of sticking with that. Or just watching the original one. Hell, I even think that the Jaden Smith remake is much better than this film. So there are plenty of good options in the Karate Kid franchise. Don't bother spending your money on Karate Kid Legends. So anyway, I'm going to give Karate Kid Legends a 1.5 star. Anyway guys, that's my review for Karate Kid Legends. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. So stay tuned, I'll see you guys next time.